Welcome to the Craftsman Cafe. I'm Jim Connell, and I'm here with Todd Gaines, the co-owner of Indian Motorcycle in downtown Libertyville. Todd, when did you guys open?
We opened June 15th of this year.
June 15th, and how's things going so far?
Very well. There is a lot of interest and excitement in the brand.
Yeah. Where's the closest Indian dealer that's near Libertyville? There's not a lot of Indian dealers out there.
No, actually, we have a dealership in South Elgin, and
Okay.
there is a dealership in Racine, Wisconsin.
Oh, really? In Racine?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
Good deal. Now, this is a gorgeous space. How did you choose this space?
Well, actually, when my partner approached me on this idea in October of last year, he asked me, what'd you think about opening an Indian motorcycle dealership? And it took me all of about 30 seconds to come up with the location. Because if you haven't seen the building and the space, the space was perfect with the open barrel truss roof, and it really showcases the iconic brand.
Yeah, it's a great fit.
It's a great fit.
This is like almost a museum of fine art and design. It's a great spot. So did you always love motorcycles, or was it the Indian brand that really drew you in?
Yeah, I actually was a Harley Davidson owner and rider back in the 90s, and kids put an end to that passion for a while. And, as soon as my partner Don O'Shea approached me on the idea, I started to research the company and just became very excited about the brand. The brand is overwhelmingly received with just positive reviews, and I quickly became very interested in motorcycles again.
Yeah, that's cool. What's the demographic of an Indian purchaser or someone who loves a bike?
I would say the average age is somewhere probably 39, 40. We get buyers of all age groups, really. We've got a bike for the first-time rider, and we've got a bike for the older guy that's in the position to get out and do a lot of traveling, and so it's a broad spectrum of buyers.
Yeah, and is there a lot of interest in Libertyville? I know you had a big grand opening not too long ago with a cookout and all of that kind of stuff. What's the reception been in the community so far?
Very positive,
Really?
Overwhelmingly positive. Yeah, absolutely. They were very happy. The town's very happy to see something done with the space. The space was sitting here vacant for 4 years, and it's been received very, very positively.
For 4 years, this place?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, it's a nice change. I mean, we love the restaurants and everything downtown, but it's a nice change of pace to have another retailer in town that's different. I've noticed you guys got a really cool clothing line too. Tell us a little bit about that.
We do. Actually, the Indian motorcycle line, they've teamed up with Lucky Brand to do some of their T-shirts.
Oh, wow.
And the apparel is just top-notch. I mean, from the leather jackets to the gloves to the helmets, it's just if you don't ride an Indian motorcycle, we have a lot of people that just come in and they want to buy the apparel because it's just awesome and it's just trendy.
Isn't Mark Wahlberg? Doesn't he have a line or something?
Mark Wahlberg is like the Hollywood ambassador for Indian motorcycle.
Okay.
He's cheerleading all the time. In fact, the Indian Motorcycle Company has a Mark Wahlberg line of T-shirts.
Oh, nice.
So if you go on the Indian Motorcycle website and you want to buy Mark Wahlberg T-shirts, you can do that.
Cool. What does he ride? Do you know?
He rides. I've seen him on a Scout. I've seen him on a Chief. I'm sure he probably, this guy in his position, he probably owns one of each, I would imagine.
So what do you ride?
I can ride just about anything I put a plate on because I'm in that position, and they're all a blast. From the Scout all the way up to the Roadmaster. Just great motorcycle to ride.
Yeah. What are some of the things, as an owner of a dealership? What are some of the things that people might not think about as it relates to owning a place like this from a business perspective? I admire the heck out of you. You're a business owner in town. You've got your own thriving business, Complete Car Care. And what made you take the leap? I mean, you've got to be working a ton of hours and And what drove you to?
Yeah, it's challenging, and you know, the good thing for me is I've got a family-run business, so I've got some, you know, my son, my daughter, and my brother who are working at the auto repair shop, and again, what drove me into this was just the research that I continued to do on the brand just lured me in.
Yeah.
It just drew me in like a magnet, and you know, it's challenging with the hours and everything, but so far, no regrets.
That's
no
awesome.
regrets at all. No, I'm very, very happy to be a part of the Indian motorcycle rebirth under Polaris, and it's just fun to see people, the reaction to them when they come back from a test ride. It's just amazing. It's
cool.
just the smile on their face, and just to see the excitement. It makes it all worthwhile.
That's awesome. Now you mentioned Polaris. When did they take over? And it seems like, do I have this right? Where when Polaris took over, it was like a rocket launch. I mean, the brand really started to show up from my perspective as a consumer, if you will. It really started to come back.
Sure. You know, Indian motorcycles struggled over the last couple decades with companies that were underfunded and really didn't have the R&D to move the brand forward. And Polaris was looking for some way to compete with the Harley Davidson. They have a line of motorcycle called Victory, which is an excellent product and a great bike, but it doesn't have that iconic name like Indian Motorcycle. So Polaris bought Indian Motorcycle in 2011.
Okay.
And then from that point on, they continued to manufacture the bike at the facility that they purchased in 11 until they could put the bike on the drawing board, design it, and get it out to market in 2014.
Got it.
So 2014 was when they actually released their bike under the Polaris name.
And you had said to me earlier, the bike is built in Iowa and a plant also in Wisconsin?
Yep. Actually, their assembly line is in Spirit Lake, Iowa, and the motors are built in Osceola, Wisconsin, which is kind of a good story too, because probably about 4 years ago, they were actually going to shut down one of the plants in Wisconsin, which means we would have lost, you know, the people in their area would have lost a few jobs. And with the purchase of Indian Motorcycle, that plant was put back online again, and now it's making Indian motorcycles.
Nice.
Engines, so
nice.
Yeah.
Have you done the tour up there?
Not yet.
Iowa?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Not yet. But we intend on going out to Spirit Lake, Iowa, to look at the assembly line, and
Nice.
once we catch up on a few things. And winter time for a motorcycle owner, that might be a good time to take a ride up there and see what it looks like. So
I imagine summer has kept you really hopping around here.
very, very much so. We if you know anything about motorcycles at a dealerships, you have to run a lot of events, because people who are in the motorcycle community, they like to ride on the weekends and they like to go to events. So we've had demo ride events here. We had a grand opening. We had another cookout on another date on a Saturday, and then we also were out at Throttle Fest at the Lake County Fairgrounds back in June, the end of June.
Okay.
So really, it's like from one event to the next.
Yeah.
You know.
What? Tell me a little bit about Throttle Fest. What was that? What was that all about?
Throttle Fest was a joint effort between Mark Kyatt, who used to run the old Iron Horse Roundup, which was a popular motorcycle event in the area,
Okay.
and the Full Throttle crew, which owns a bar out in Sturgis, which is very popular. And they started taking that bar in semi-trailers around the United States. Yeah.
Wow.
So they could bring the Full Throttle experience nationwide,
Nice.
not just at Sturgis. So, and the one of the partners is Jesse from Jackal. So they had Jackal was there, and they put on a concert event, and huge turnout.
That's awesome. How many people were there, do you think?
I don't really know for sure. Speculation was 15,000 to 18,000 over 3 days. So yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I thought you were going to say 1,500 or something.
No,
That's huge.
Yeah, it was.
How many people go to Sturgis?
Well, you know what?
Half a million or
This
something?
was the anniversary. I believe it was the 75th anniversary. I think they, probably 1 million.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That is really cool.
Yeah, it's, the motorcycle community is a very large community. And actually, we are in one of the top markets in the United States, right here in Chicago.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely. So,
Is that from just, people, why do you think that is? Is it a history and heritage of motorcycles, or is it people want to take advantage of the summer and they just go out and kick ass and get on their bikes?
I think you're right on. I think it's a good combination of people wanting to take advantage of the short summer that we have here, compared to other regions of the country, and then also I think it's demographics. We've got some pretty affluent communities around here.
True.
And so that, I think that just makes for a good market for the motorcycle.
Awesome.
community.
So Todd, you've had Complete Car Care for how many years?
We opened in '95. This is actually our 20th year.
Wow, congratulations. That's awesome.
Yep.
Everyone around here really respects the work that you do there. And tell me a little bit, I'm just fascinated by business owners in general. I mean, what's your working philosophy? I mean, you have a reputation for just being super fair. You've done a lot of work for me. You referred me out to a specialist that fixed a problem that I had that couldn't be addressed even by our dealer. And I just appreciate that. I know a lot of friends and stuff. Do you have a working philosophy?
Our philosophy is we try to provide excellent service, and we try to be reasonable and fair with everybody in our prices. I mean, our business is heavily reliant on word of mouth. We don't do any advertising at our shop, so that type of advertising is the best. It's a longer term approach, and it really builds the foundation for a successful business. I mean, we service anything from American to Japanese and some German cars, but as you said, sometimes there's things that we don't know how to fix, and so I send you to the person that I feel would treat you the way that you would be treated in my shop.
Yeah.
So I'm it's a philosophy built on excellent service and being very, very fair and reasonable with people.
Well, 20 years proves the point that you're doing the fundamentals right. So treat people the way they want to be, the way you want to be treated. In other words,
absolutely.
Did the community, your experience having 20 years as a business owner in Libertyville, how did that play into your decision making, or did it play a role in your decision making to open the Indian dealer?
Well, my partner Don O'Shea, who approached me on this venture, he approached me because he wanted a service department that he knew would carry forward that same philosophy.
Oh, I get
that
it.
what we do at Complete Care Automotive, we would bring it into the motorcycle community in this particular dealership. So that's, I think that's the main reason why that Don approached me on it.
Okay, so are you turning wrenches in the back room here, or what?
Yeah, I'm actually wearing just about every hat in the building right now. But yeah, and I love to get in and still do mechanical work because I feel like it makes me more involved, and then I maintain that pulse on what's going on.
Yeah,
it's a good way to ensure quality,
Right.
And so I like to stay involved like that. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. I don't mind getting my hands dirty at all. In fact, I enjoy it.
That's great.
So.
That's great. That's old school, man.
It's old school.
You don't hear that much anymore. It's kind of refreshing.
Yeah.
What'd your dad do?
Actually, my dad was, he didn't have anything to do with any kind of automotive or motorcycle. He was director of human resources for Hollister.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so that's actually how we wound up here. My dad took a job in a small town called Kirksville, Missouri. Hollister has a plant out there.
Okay.
And he was promoted to director, and we got located up here to the headquarters in Libertyville for Hollister, and that was 1980. So
wow,
that's how we came to be where we are here. So
That's great. You've been in the Ville for a long time.
I've been here. Yeah, I've been here for well, quite some time. Yeah, since I was actually a freshman in high school.
Okay.
So
still got the Missouri roots though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Drink Budweiser.
A little bit. Yeah. I'm still a Kansas City Royals baseball fan.
Oh, really?
And I love my home state.
George Brett, man.
Yeah. Anybody knows anything about the Royals? We've been in hell for a long time. So, yeah.
Well, good luck to you and Don. Great job on this place. It looks fantastic, and it's great to hear that you're off to a really fast start. And I wish you nothing but the best, man. Thanks so much for taking the time.
Thank you, Jim. You bet.